In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. Fuck boys!
Alrighty.
We're definitely already on. It is time for Freedom Friends Master Debate with your 4 mediocre assholes.
All right, so we're just going to go ahead and cut it there so we can actually do this right.
No, we're still going to do it right if you just fucking calm the fuck down for 1 second and pull your tits out of their own asshole.
When have we ever done this right?
Right? It's a Freedom Friends Master Debate. John, what does that mean? What are we about to do?
We're going to masturbate.
Thank you. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
Totally backwards.
It's mediocre.
Fucking,
You know, every once in a while, you just got to turn your hand around and make it feel different.
It's true. We never promised anything more than that.
You ever tried
shit.
to go right, left, right without missing the fucking pacing on the stroke?
Last time I did that, I punched myself in the face.
Like Jazz tells me he does that on the regular. I'm like, bro, that is a fucking talent that you should put that on a resume.
Just check my OnlyFans.
I'll take an application.
Ambidextrous dose.
I call it who's on first.
But what's on second?
Exactly.
You got to watch a video to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the OnlyFans to find out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And then you can go. What are you pointing at?
Coaster.
Coaster?
Thank you.
oh, needs a coaster. Boys, this is a
It's master debate.
I feel
So we're supposed to have a topic. Davey,
yeah, Dave.
you got a topic for us, buddy?
Of course. You ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
All right.
All right, boys.
What military school would you create?
What military school would you create?
That's not already in existence.
This is one. Yeah. Are we talking like not already a school?
Yes.
Which is something to create. Ooh.
Can it be a military school from like
I'm gonna go with the
a
obvious.
movie that I think should be in reality?
I'm gonna go with the obvious, and they need to have a spaceship door gunner school.
Oh shit! Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to become part of the Space Force
I
Academy.
think
Well,
it's
yeah,
gonna be a
but-
thing. Yeah.
It's just me, or is this really echoey?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Dave, is your mic still open? Oh, is that what I'm hearing?
Oh.
Look at all three
I was like,
of
why
us.
am I hearing myself twice? He's fucking freaking out, man.
I'm freaking out. You are freaking out, man. Fuck, man.
Because I would love to see them bring in the school from Starship Troopers.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Because that'd just be dope.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to go, but
Sure.
they should open that school and then have bleachers so you can like go get a ticket and just watch.
You know, I had like years ago. I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if we did this, and then we ended up fucking doing it. And it was that realistic training they do out by L.A. where they have like the actors come out with the amputees and all that shit, and it's like legit fucking like.
I went to one of those in New Jersey.
Yeah, they're always in rent. Where you go to Fort Dix and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking 2-week psyop exercise where we went out and they brought out like it's like 103 actors to all act as like different villages and different leaders and
Yeah.
a full OPFOR team and shit. Like
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
it was they all had backstories and shit. It was great.
Like I always thought that would be a cool thing to do, but then they fucking did it. So I was like, well, am I a wizard? Am I psychic? I don't know. Scott, you've seen every war ever in
Yeah,
person.
what school do we
so
need?
what school do we need?
We need a school that teaches people in the military how to, I would say, learn how to speak body language, but more how to interpret what people are doing. Like if you, for example, when we had the interpreter and the interpreter's talking to fucking Hodge over there, Hodge is kicking off some tall tale signs of like, you know, like I didn't speak a lot of Arabic, but when he,
Being absolute full of shit.
absolutely full of shit. And so if they taught the class of like, hey, you know, the certain twitches, the way he looks, you know, his mannerisms, like what indicates lying versus just being scared versus, you know, whatever. Something like that would be probably pretty good.
Fucking whiskey bit me on that one. You see my fucking, I had a shiver. Fuck.
So they do teach that. They just only teach it to a very small portion of the military.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Well, because they teach it to us.
Oh, okay.
Like it's something that we do with target audience analysis and interpretation. That's part of what we do.
So
The problem is that they only teach it, and I think SWIC has like a course that you can go through on it. But
As psyops, did you interview people?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So you do all of that, and then you
All
go
I've seen you do is drive around Humvees with speakers on.
Yeah,
top,
so you'd have all the knock and talk missions and stuff where you'd have to
Right.
go in and actually like meet with people and talk and all that kind of stuff. And you
Yeah.
could tell when they were defensive, when they weren't. Like
Yeah.
you could tell all those tells that you're talking about.
But the tells, we had to learn them over time.
yeah, and that's the
Where if they would have
what you're saying is like what I got, which was which was a
formal
central a cultural indoc, which is what we got before we went in. We learned all of that
right.
before you'd go, so that you could tell if you were pushing a conversation the right way or the wrong way, and then I think SWIC has the same course, but if you don't belong to Special Warfare, you kind of can't go to SWIC.
Yeah.
So it
So
doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go a little soft on this. I think we need more soft skills in the military. And by soft skills, I mean like
I'll
communication.
show you a soft skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Drinking enough of that whiskey, you got soft skill all the fucking
Case
day.
in point. But like, there's one thing that bugs the fuck out of me is that we're set up for fucking failure when we get out. You know, like as a whole, the veteran community is set up for fucking
See,
failure.
I think I know where you're going,
And-
they've tried it, and nobody goes.
It's because
So like,
it's
because they try to do the whole like, hey, let's teach you how to actually fucking balance your checkbook and like how to actually
Yeah.
Yeah.
what it is to buy different types of health insurance and what it is to do this, that, and the other. The problem is that getting a 19-year-old a fucking 19-year-old infantryman who's like, so I shoot guns all week and I drink all fucking weekend, and then you'll be like, by the way, your Saturday morning is going to be dedicated to accounting. They're like, fuck
Right.
off, I'm not going, because they always make it voluntary.
And I'm not saying necessarily like that, but I'm just saying like soft skills like communication, like how to talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, because how many guys do you know get out and they have no fucking idea? You know, they're fucking robotronic.
Yeah.
In their fucking responses. Our good buddy Ordelay is a great fucking example. He was a sergeant in the Army.
Yeah.
He fucking did his time. He did fucking everything great, and he's a fucking chill dude. But talking to people,
Doesn't know how to do it.
you know, like it's soft skills.
I think,
you know what I mean.
You know, they know when you're getting out. Sometimes there's
Yeah.
an exception, like you were in the box when you were getting out, so
Yeah.
that's a little bit different, right? But now, most of these guys that are gonna exit,
You have a fucking EAS. You know exactly
right,
when
they
you're fucking
know,
pulling shocks.
Yeah, like they know when it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
There should be
Like a year out. Be like,
and
hey
they should
man.
just start in on like interview skills, how to write your resume, like
yeah.
Believe it or not, I took a resume class when I was getting out of the Army.
Well, I mean, so did I. At TAP class, they had
Yeah,
them, but it was
yeah.
fucking. It's a bullshit fucking class because TAP is garbage. You know, like transition assistance program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you guys call it something else, right?
I don't remember.
no, I think it's TAP.
Is it TAP?
I think it was.
Now
Yeah,
it's
it
all
sounds
ran by the
familiar.
Department of fucking. Now it's the Department of Labor runs it now, and it's fucking even worse. I took TAP 3 times.
You know what it needs to be? It seriously needs to be.
I almost got out 3 times.
It needs to be.
I almost got out twice. I did get out
Like-
once.
My middle school had it, and it was essentially home ec for dudes, but they called it bachelor living.
Huh.
In
and,
middle school?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
See, that's a soft skill though.
but what they would teach,
That's a soft
literally in
skill
that
class.
course, they taught you like cooking skills, how to like sew a button back on, like how to iron, like
I took home ec in high school.
Like, how do you?
yeah.
fucking,
This was in middle school. It was called bachelor
like,
living.
this
but-
is how you do your laundry.
I took
This
it-
is how you
right.
fucking. You
but
know.
take
yeah.
that, and then what you're talking about too, like communication and interview skills, and fucking resume writing, and
Yes.
like accounting, what retirement actually is, because the military loves to throw all those terms around.
Explain to somebody what a fucking 401k does.
Yeah, or explain what an IRA is.
Yes,
like,
you know,
explain
like-
the difference between HMO, HSA, and a standard health insurance provider.
Yeah.
Like, explain those differences so that people don't get out at 22 and go, huh.
Yeah. Well, now what?
I realized I left my parents' house and immediately went into Big A Army, who was just my new parent, and
yeah.
like, and now I'm out and
Now it's just kids having kids.
Yeah.
That's what it turns
But,
into.
like-
It's fucking
no,
kids
I totally
having
agree.
kids.
I think that would it'd be a good school.
You know, I mean, and
Well,
I
at
just think
least
that would benefit. I think
or
that
a
would benefit
mandated
more.
or a mandated course. Like
Yeah.
if you have your ETS date, like 6 months or a year out, like it should be a series of courses that you have to go through since you
And
have your ETS.
and it
it's like,
shouldn't just be the fucking check in the box bullshit like TAP class, where
Yeah.
it's like, yo, you have to do this 1 week, fucking up to a year before you get out. You have to do it.
Well, and like colleges have job placement. Why doesn't the military have a job placement?
yeah, they all have to be secondary fucking programs, right? Like
Yeah.
the Veterans Initiative and all that
Yeah.
shit, where it's like you call this number and you'd be like, well, this is what I did in the Army.
what is it? Helmets to hard hats and
Yeah, and
you
all
know,
that kind of shit. And
fucking
the
troops
problem-
to teachers.
The
And all that
problem
shit.
I
And it's
have
like,
with it
dude,
is
fuck off.
that it's almost always like, yeah, they'll get you a job as like an HVAC technician or whatever. Not that those guys don't make good money.
Probably it's probably better that it's a civilian that's doing that than the army.
Sure.
I think the
Teaching
reason
you.
why they don't do that, and I'm just devil's advocate,
No, 100%.
is it costs money, and it's not an investment that they get to keep.
Yeah, there's no
They're
return on
investing in
investment.
somebody that is no longer a part of their organization.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe the VA should handle it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, should pay for it.
No, it's something.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because like they're
Or-
going to transition into the veteran administration anyways.
Yeah.
So that is their product.
Yeah.
You know, like they have to have a product coming from this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it's fucked.
Yep.
Like right now, it's fucked. You all right over there, Jazz?
I lost half my headset. You can only hear you in my left ear.
How do I sound? How do I sound in your left
Oh,
ear?
my left side is hard as fuck now.
I'm into that. I'm into that.
My right side, though, it's just not playing ball.
So what other schools?
I mean, we could always go hardcore badass and be like, I want just an AT for a specific school, you know, or fucking, you know, or like,
It's not a school, though, so much as it is like a block of instruction.
You know what was
right?
needed when John and I deployed in 2003 was a combat leadership class for senior leadership.
Yes.
Fucking
Because-
because A-Knock and B-Knock ain't getting the
No,
job
no,
done.
No, it had
But-
nothing to do with any of that.
Because the leadership was all focused on the same shit in country as they were
In
in
garrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it made no sense.
why is your mustache out of regs?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Go
saying
fuck yourself.
You're
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
actual like deployed leadership.
Yeah.
So like
Deployed-
in
like
an actual
combat
combat
leadership.
zone.
Yeah, like
Yep.
combat focused
Like,
leadership.
here's how you lead
Gotcha.
in combat.
No, that makes sense.
Not in garrison.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
So
it's two
essentially,
different things.
a war college for senior enlisted.
Yeah.
Because the officers all get to go to war college.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, that doesn't help.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious. There's actually one thing, and I mean, obviously I was Army or whatever. I think there needs to be another university stood up for the Corps. I don't think Marine Corps officers should go through the U.S. Naval Academy.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I think there should be a fucking
That
U.S.
being
Marine
said,
Corps
I
university.
heard rumors they were talking about getting rid of the Marine Corps altogether.
Nah.
They've been fucking.
Never
They've
gonna
been saying that
happen. I
shit
know,
for
right?
fucking ever. Hillary Clinton wanted to get rid of the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
That was one of her fucking big shticks.
I have a theory on why
And
that happened.
you know what the Army and the Navy said?
I wonder
the
what
Army
his
and the,
name was.
The Army and the Navy came together and they were like, "Good luck."
Yeah.
They were like, "Good luck."
Yeah.
Because the Army and the Navy are both like, don't get rid of the Corps. What the fuck's wrong with you?
They're like,
No.
well, they're like, we don't have an expeditionary force like that.
No.
Yeah.
That's why the Marine Corps is in place.
Yeah, they
you
have their
fucking
job.
idiots.
Yeah.
You know, like by constitutional law, the only military branch that can be activated without the express written consent of Congress
Is the
essentially
Corps.
is the Marine Corps for up to
it's
30 days.
30 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can deploy forward into war into a combat zone for 30 days without Congress saying
They are
yes.
almost the president's National Guard.
Almost.
Because
yeah.
you know, like a governor can just
Right.
like activate the National Guard and send them somewhere, like within their state.
Yeah.
Right. And the Marine Corps, it's almost the same thing, where the president can just be like, "All right, send the boys for fucking these 3 weeks to go handle
Yeah.
this thing." Like,
Hey, I need
So-
this small fucking country fucking handled real quick.
but
You're
no,
up there,
I think the Corps should have its own university.
and we would fucking crush in football,
Yeah, probably. But yeah, we never have to worry about the Navy team again.
right?
I don't know. You guys know why the Navy always wins?
Because they're all Marines.
no, they don't have height weight
There's
standards
no
like
height
the
and weight
Army
standards
does.
for their linemen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Navy standards. Fuck. They don't give a shit.
That's probably
the
true.
Army's got to make fucking height and
But
weight.
imagine being a fucking Army lineman, 230 pounds, 6'4", because that's your height and weight limit that you can be at,
Yeah.
up against this 400-pound fucking fuck. You're just like, you son of a bitch.
And there goes my career. Because fucking Tundra just fucking rolled over me.
No, I think there should be a Marine Corps university, and the reason being is
All the chicks would go.
all the chicks would go. No, no, it's because
don't know.
they do have a specialized mission, and it is not the naval mission. So I don't understand why they're not training Marine Corps officers specifically within a Marine Corps curriculum instead of a naval curriculum
Yeah.
to go into the Corps. It doesn't
See,
make sense to me.
What's interesting to me is that the drill instructors at the Naval Academy are Marine drill instructors. Riddle me that one.
Totally makes sense to me.
All right,
No, it 100 it 100% makes sense.
Marine enlisted train naval and Marine cadets at the Naval Academy.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if a Marine Corps officer that was going to go through the academy, not that they couldn't just commission out of whatever
Right.
university, but if you go to the academy, you're going for a specific reason, and it's because you want that.
They're probably
that
learning a lot of
full-on
boat-
indoctrination.
They're probably learning a lot of boat shit there.
Right, but they're there learning
Yeah.
kind of like what it is to be a naval officer
Right.
and not a corps officer. And those are two different things.
Port, starboard,
Right.
Right.
aft, bow.
Do you know how I remember that?
Got it.
Is that port and left both have,
Have
fucking
four
four
letters.
letters in them.
Yep.
That's the whole only way I remember that
That's
shit.
how I remember it.
I'm like,
Scott
it's like,
was today-
port. I'm like, that's left. That's left.
Scott was today years old when he figured that out.
I just said that. He just, when I
And
said, I was
from
like, do
now
you know how I
on,
remember that? Is
That's
the-
how Scott's
But
gonna
now he'll
remember
remember
that.
it. He'll be like, oh shit, yeah, port's left,
Now,
starboard's right.
now I just have to remember to be facing the front of the boat when I apply that.
Right. When you're,
True,
Yeah.
true.
well, aft is forward.
Rear.
No, is rear.
That's rear.
So aft is in the ass.
Yeah, yeah.
So as long as you can make sure that it's like, okay, that's the back of the boat. That's my left. So that can be like aft port is your behind you and to
You
the
bow
left.
forward.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Aft sounds like ass with a lisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
And then
aft
port's
and
on the
port.
left.
Or aft and yeah.
4 letters each.
Yeah.
Did your face when I said that? Yours went like,
And holy shit. I might be able to remember this.
no, so that's what I'm going to stick to.
That's
As much
pretty
as I
good.
would love to see a Starship Troopers style training,
Maybe someday.
I think the Corps should have its own university.
Realistically speaking, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just
By
makes
that rationale, though,
sense
should
to
Air
me.
Force do that too?
There is an Air Force Academy.
Is there?
Yeah.
Totally.
Who gives a fuck?
Colorado.
Yeah, the Air Force Academy is in Colorado.
Oh, is it?
Where did you think they went?
Fuck, I had no fucking idea. Yeah, fuck. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so 3 out of the 4. I mean, I guess they're gonna say like.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
And they're probably gonna argue, well, the Marine Corps is a Department of the Navy and whatever.
So we've been trying to split for years, man.
But my thing is but the Air Force is only what, 80 years old? Like when did they
Fucking-
split from the Army?
World War II, right after World War
Why
II.
right after World War II?
In
So
40s, in the 40s.
Yeah, so it's like 80 years old. Like,
Yeah.
and they've had their own
I think in the-
fucking academy.
In the 50s, actually.
Like, but
even-
it doesn't matter anyways. I don't understand with a completely isolated force, like a self-sufficient force like that. Why don't they have their own? Why isn't there a Marine Corps Academy?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I mean, and I think the original intent was because we were naval infantry. I mean, that is the original deal, is that we're naval infantry.
Sure.
But we were naval infantry.
But
we're not so much now.
150 years later,
Yeah.
when that didn't apply anymore,
Right.
why isn't there a Corps Academy
It's a good
to
question.
make Corps officers,
a good
not
question.
not naval officers that get their EGA when they graduate?
And I think that's why the Marine Corps makes up for that fact with the basic school. They added a basic school to Marine Corps officers at Quantico. So you go through, if you're a fucking Naval Academy grad, right? So if you're a fucking midshipman and you graduate as a mid, and then you go Marine side, you go to OCS, and all right, so now you're in OCS, Officer Candidate School, same as you guys. After that, you go to the basic school, you go to TBS. And then you go to your specialty course. So everybody goes through. It's almost like the School of Infantry or MCT for like how enlisted Marines do it, or like how you guys would do AIT. Like it's like officer AIT for all Marine officers. They all have to go through TBS. Dan Sharp was a TBS instructor. Matter of fact, he was Donnie O'Malley's TBS instructor.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Which is funny. But
That is funny.
yeah, so like they had to add an extra school to basically teach you
to make up for the fact that there isn't a Marine Corps Academy.
to make up, like, yeah, sure, that's great. Because OCS is boot camp. That's it. TBS, you're going to learn how to be a Marine officer. This is what you fucking need to know. You need to have this knowledge base if you're going to go and lead Marines. And then after that, then if you're infantry, then you go to OIC or whatever the fuck. And then, or IOC. And then if you're an amphibious guy, you go to amphibious warfare and all that shit. And
Yeah, but
whatever.
they'd probably still do all that even if you came out of the Corps Academy, right? Like you'd probably still go to amphibious warfare school and all that kind of stuff.
They could literally
but you
cut
could also
out
put it all in
TBS.
there. Well, the other thing is that let's say you did your first 2 years, it's all just basic schooling, right? All your liberal arts credits, like everything that you have to
Sure.
to graduate.
Sure.
But your last 2 years, like pre-accessions, you could probably declare what you wanted to go do in the Corps.
Yeah.
And then your last 2 years, all those
Yeah.
elective credits that could stack in could actually just square away all that schooling.
Yeah.
So that when you graduated, there wasn't like an additional 18 months you had to go
I think
through.
you just lean Six Sigma fucking the Marine Corps there, pal.
But at that point, then you'd have officers that were graduating, like ready to hit the ground.
Yeah.
Instead of like, okay,
Careful.
now we got to send you through another 4 schools.
Well, I mean,
Careful, you're
isn't,
making a lot of sense.
isn't that
Not
how
right.
that's how ring knockers do it in the Army though too, right? They
That's how pointers do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go there and then they go to OCS after that.
No.
They don't go to OCS.
Oh, they don't have to.
No. If you come out of a sessions, you do not go to OCS. Like even if
Okay.
you're ROTC and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you don't go to OCS.
OCS is just for enlisted switching over or
Or if you were non-ROTC college grad,
Yeah.
then you go to OCS.
yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Now they'll go to like the School of Infantry and like all that kind of stuff, like
Sure.
their branch.
Yeah.
But no, they don't go through OCS and all that kind of stuff.
Oh. See, like our guys, they got to go through OCS.
Yes. So like a ring knocker that comes out, he's like like you could just make him an 11 alpha and fucking send him off. Like he's good to go. They only go to like additional
wow.
schooling and stuff if they
Yeah, the Marine
if they
Corps
have to
doesn't do that.
specialize out.
Marine
Yeah.
Corps definitely doesn't do that.
Yeah, they come out. Well, West Point essentially views it as we spent 4 years making you an officer. We're not going to send you through another fucking 16 weeks. Like, you're an officer.
Leave it to the Marine Corps to add extra shit.
No, like I guarantee you, the Corps does it so that those officers want to know what it is to be a Corps officer and not a naval officer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, so now essentially, like, okay, great. Now you know how to be a naval officer. Now we've got to break you in so that you know what it is to be a Corps officer.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they're not teaching a whole like so. All of a sudden, you show up as a brand new fucking lieutenant at some Marine Corps unit, and everybody goes like, and one more for Chesty, and they're standing there going, "Who the fuck?" Like, that's why they go through all that so that
Sure.
you fucking learn
Yeah.
what it is to be a Marine as well.
That makes sense.
So just make the academy.
That makes sense.
It's be a more efficient system, and you end up with better officers.
Well, it's like on the enlisted side, like if I was in the Army for fucking 4 years, and then I went to the Marine Corps, I go through boot camp.
course you do.
I become I become a recruit. I go through boot camp.
right.
Whatever. If
You
I'm
might be an E4 recruit or whatever, but you're
you can't. The highest you can be is an E3.
well. They'll probably
matter what.
Well, they probably just give you the grade after you fucking graduate.
Nope.
Really? You're just
Nope.
starting over.
You're starting over, bitch. Yeah.
fuck
You could
that.
be a fucking staff sergeant in the fucking Army and go to Marine Corps boot camp. I had a staff sergeant from the Air Force in my boot camp platoon. Graduated as an E2. Congrats, bud. You got contract PFC.
I went to
Godspeed.
basic with a dude that was
Like you start over.
that was in the Navy.
He was stacked too. This motherfucker had all these ribbons. And he had more than some of the drill instructors, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Prior service, sir." And they're like, "Mm-hmm."
I went to basic with a private service dude that came in, and he was an E4. Like he went through basic as a specialist,
Really?
but I think he was
See,
an E4 and E5 in the Air Force.
now in the Marine,
I don't know. We didn't stay in touch after basic.
on the flip side of that, if you go through Marine Corps boot camp, let's say Jazz Bruin went through Marine Corps boot camp, got fucking did his 4 years in the Marine Corps, right? You get out as a corporal, let's say. You get out as an E4, you're a corporal. You go to the Army boot camp, or you go to the Army, you don't have to go through boot
no,
camp.
you go through the transition school or whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to go through basic training.
Yeah.
I think you go to AIT to learn
It
like
depends
your
on
job.
the. Well, some of that
It's
depends on
really
the gap
funny.
in service, though.
That's really funny. So essentially, what you're saying is, if you go from any other branch of service
To the Marines.
to the Marine
You start
Corps,
over.
you have to dumb yourself down to the bare minimum again to become a Marine.
Correct.
But all the other branches are like, yeah, you're an adult. You've learned some shit. We'll let you in.
No, all the other branches.
Yeah, if you're a Marine, go into the other branches.
Yeah.
No, because if you're Air Force and you join the Army, you have to go through basic training again.
But you don't have to lose rank down to a private.
but you don't have to lose
No,
rank.
well,
Yeah.
down to an E4, I think.
You do it. Well, you can't go through
It,
entry.
it depends
you
on the
can't-
time you've been out of service.
and you also can't go through entry schools at higher
I
than
don't
an
think
E4.
so. I think if you get out of the Air Force as an E6 and you join the Army, you go through basic training as an E4.
You go through as an E4, but then when you get to, they can promote you after that. But you can't.
No, because the leadership schools are different.
You also can't go
So-
through entry schools at higher than a specialist. I know that because when I showed up to AFT
Right.
as a fucking corporal, they were like, "You
I
can't
got
wear that."
I got
But
offered
what-
7 to go into the Army.
Yeah,
I got offered 7. They were going to promote me to go into the Army. And I was like,
but they just sent you through basic. Well, maybe not because you're an
No.
NCO.
No,
yeah. I
They
don't
just
know-
sent you through that transition school.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
It-
Like,
what-
'cause
what it-
when you do an inter-service transfer.
What it boils down to is if whatever trainings correlate, they'll let it slide.
Yeah.
So like, Army,
Oh, okay, I get you.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
So if you went infantry to infantry, then
so,
Probably
well,
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
but like the Marine Corps has, your how long's your basic?
13 weeks.
13 weeks. Army Basics 8.
Yeah.
So there's more training that you have to get. That's why everybody has to go to basic again. But you've essentially had all of the Army Basic 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You just had more. So that's why they allow it to go.
Yeah. Well, then plus after we do that, then we go through SOI,
Yeah.
and then we go through our specific school.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, by the time you're done, man, you're almost a fucking year in before you even hit this fleet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
the Army's like that depending on your
on your job.
job.
Dude,
and
our
stuff.
comm guys, like their fucking school's like a year.
Yeah, I went to basic training with the dude that was going to be a medical equipment repair specialist, and he had to fucking PCS, full on PCS to his AIT school
Yeah.
No.
because he was going to be there like it was like 68 weeks or something, some shit. I was like,
sounds like a late night infomercial.
but he had to. It was like 68 weeks was the school or something like that. It was like over a year, so we had to full PCS, and I was like, what the fuck? So I was talking to him about it. We kind of stayed in touch, and because I was like with my unit and everything, and he was still in school.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's it like? And he's like, I got an apartment with like one other dude, and I was like, fuck you, like just.
Well, like, I had a buddy of mine who checked into our unit. He was like, hey, we're getting a boot drop. We're getting comm guys. And I was like, oh, okay. We got this kid checked in, and he checked in as a corporal. And we were like, oh, where are you coming from? He's like, school. And we're like, how the fuck are you a corporal? And he's like, the score dropped. They split the MOS. And when they split the MOS for like the tech, for like, it was like the comm repair guy.
Oh,
they
they
split it from
went under
wireman to
threshold?
that. And it fucking dropped their cutting score down to pick up corporal to like a fucking 1200 or some shit, which is basically what you get a second you get time and grade. You basically have that just from time and grade.
Scott, when did you get out?
2007.
So it was right before it happened. So like 08, 09.
It's like 14 BC to 2007. That's fucking legit, dude.
Yeah. 08, 09, there was like this for like almost everything inside SOF. They were way under threshold on leadership. So they cut all the points for promotion. So to go from like E4 to E5, you only needed like 320 points.
Wow.
So, but if you had like a decent PT score,
Yeah.
it was like, yep, you're qualified. It was like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
you had to do nothing to
Well, it's
promote.
Like this dude
It
just,
was
you just
nuts.
Can you breathe? Promotion.
It was
like, what
crazy.
the
They were
fuck?
stupid low. It was all second zone or whatever the fuck they called all that stacking of the points and whatever.
We called it the Great Corporal Giveaway
So
because they just gave
it
it away.
was
We were
nuts.
like,
what year was
the
that?
fuck? 2003 ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was when they split that MOS. 2002, 2003.
So, anyways, back to actual topic.
Yeah.
I think there should be a Marine Corps Academy.
Cool. John?
Spaceship door gunner school.
Yeah. Soft skills,
Body language.
body language.
Yeah.
I think these are all like, because eventually yours is going to be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to need
It
that.
has to.
I
Dude,
think
I guarantee you,
these are all viable.
I'm going to get a phone call from Mikey the day they announce that there's going to be a Space Force Academy and they haven't opened a Marine Corps Academy. He's going to be like, those motherfuckers. Obviously, they're not listening to the show.
How fucking dare they?
Yeah.
Now, some good points made there, boys. Let's pay some bills.
Oh, Mikey, did you see the Space Marines that got made?
Yes.
Like 5 Space Marines that exist now?
Yeah. Lucky bastards. Gonna go
Fucking-
kill some bugs.
Space Marines.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's fucking amazing.
They need somebody to stand at the gates and hold a rifle.
Yeah.
On Mars.
There it is. There it is.
It doesn't matter. Because
gonna-
for the rest of those dudes' lives,
They're gonna be on Firewatch
They're gonna
watching
be-
a fucking planet.
Hey, every time I walk through this doorway, nobody salutes me. Get a Space Marine. Sir.
With his ray gun.
but for the rest of his life, that motherfucker's going to be like, I was one of the first Space Marines.
It's like, hey, did you surf? Yeah. What branch? Space Marines. What the fuck?
Be like, I was one of the high 5. We were the originals.
The OGs, the plank holders.
You won't understand how hard it is to sweep a hangar in a spacesuit.
all I
Let me
want to
tell you
know
about
is
police calling fucking zero gravity.
if somehow we are lucky enough that one of the original Space Marines listened to the show, I want to know if you guys have a coin. Because that's a coin I fucking want.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I want to get a Space Marine coin.
100%.
Because that would be amazing.
100%.
Mikey, why don't you pay some bills?
Let's pay some bills, boys. CBD, I love it. I use it, especially these guys'. Wellness.us.
Fucking feeling like I need it right now.
Bro, I am telling. I got the freeze gel in my car.
I'm fucking hurting.
I got some freeze gel in my car. You want to put it on your butt cheeks?
Actually, it's where the fucking bar was across my back is the worst part.
All right, let's fucking do you up right, pal. But check out owellness.us. Use that code FreedomFriends25.
Yes.
Score yourself that sweet 25% off discount.
Sweet.
And as always, our brothers here at the Warfighter Tobacco Studios, warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FreedomFriends. Score yourself that 15% off all these smoky, tasty treats that we are enjoying on the show. And check out our merch, redactedsupply.com. Merch is up. It's really hard to miss. It's a big fuck off fucking sticker in the middle of it. It says Freedom Friends. So
It's a big button.
it's a big button. So yeah, hit them up. Bills are paid, boys. Talked about some topics. Space shuttle door gunners. Marine Corps needs a fucking officer training school.
They have an officer training school. I think they need their own academy, their own
their own
university.
academy.
Yeah, a college.
A college, if you will. Some soft skill training could help some of us knuckle draggers fucking get through life a little
Dude,
bit
then
better.
you could have a collegiate Marine Corps rugby team.
That'd be fucking dope. Dude,
How
Just
many
saying.
Marine Corps officers do they kick through Naval Officer
Academy?
School?
I'd like to
lot.
know that.
Yeah.
a lot.
How m-
Yeah.
I'd like to know how many graduates of the Naval Academy actually become Marine Corps officers.
Yeah.
I would probably say 20%.
Shit, that's
Out of
enough.
how many though? That's what I mean. Like, what does that correlate to in
I don't know.
numbers?
We fucking can't
You have
stand
like
'em.
46 people.
We can't because they have that. They're just like ring knockers in the army. Like they have that
Oh, I
sense
hate
of
pointers.
entitlement.
I just still think there should be an academy.
Fucking, like,
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
fucking better than everybody. Like
Knockers are
the only
horrible.
one I've ever fucking met that was cool was my boy Scott Urbach, who I contracted with. He was a fucking corporal in the Marine Corps. Got out, then went to the Naval Academy and became an officer in the Marine Corps. And he was
Dude,
actually General
officers-
Mattis was his captain. When he was a
Officers that
lieutenant.
were enlisted guys first are almost always superior.
Yeah. But this dude was like an enlisted dude, a Mustang, and a fucking Naval Academy grad. So it was like, suck my dick. It was like,
That's why I'm cocky, fucker.
yeah, right. But he's one of the greatest dudes ever. And I believe he actually listens to the show.
Nice.
Matter of fact, I contracted with him in Afghanistan, and he makes some quality knives up out of Colorado, I
I
believe.
do like knives.
Yeah.
I'm a knife fan.
Yeah. That's kind of what he does. He's a good fucking dude. Good fucking dude. So yeah, boys.
We like fucking good dudes around here.
Yes, we do. We're a fan. We're a fan.
Glad you guys are gay too.
Just a whole bunch of homo.
That's it.
It's only gay if you cuddle afterwards.
That's right. So I think on that note, boys, I think I'm gonna raise my glass
Hey,
and tell each one of you
Hey.
fine fellas, thank you for being my freedom friend and helping us with these master debates. And like, share, subscribe.
yeah, tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your mom's friends.
John. Oh, he needs like a baklava made out of legs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
He is single.
I just need.
And I heard
just-
about a new pair of brogued loafers.
I just need an ass that I can wear like a scarf.
there you go. Just he does eat butt. So think about that, ladies. And yeah, fucking
Other than that, it's simple, man. Words to live by. You ready?
yeah.
Smoke on,
Got it.
drink on,
Got
Check
it.
that.
and god damn it,
Freedom the fuck on, boys.
there it is.
Working on it.
I want to hear more about this ass scarf.
Agreed.